Good morning, my guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Today's practice is going to be an energizing morning routine, something you could do every day, or perhaps just for today, it'll be working primarily into the core. We're also going to work to just warm up the body, especially as we get going in the day. After we slept all night, we want to work to find a lot of energy in the body so that we can get going for the day. Starting by finding a comfortable seat on the floor. Pillow or blankets are always welcome underneath the hips. If you need something to just help you prop up nice and tall, we'll take 3 big centering breaths. Big inhale in, exhale out through the mouth. Big inhale in, exhale out. Feel yourself begin to root into your space. We'll be working with the idea of rooting down so that we can rise high. And always as a reminder, I am here to help guide you. I am never here to make you do anything that would feel uncomfortable in your body. So if at any point taking a different variation, modification, or coming out of the flow completely would feel better to you, please feel free to take it. Remember, you can always pause and restart the video as often as you need. Take a breath, grab some water, and meet me back when you're ready. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and get some movement into the body, beginning to wiggle through toes and fingers, letting the head drop from side to side. And we'll start to find some circles in the chest and upper body by first letting the chest fall towards one of your knees, sweeping across, and then rounding out through the back body as we lean back as far as comfortably feels good. Inhaling as we come forward, exhaling as we reach back. Let the midpoint of your hips be your center. Imagine you're a top that's spinning around on a single point, and let your center point of your hips be that point. Beginning to grind out any stiff muscles in the hips, beginning to find some mobility in the spine. Maybe you're engaging your arms, you can let your head fall, whatever feels best to you. And when you're ready, switch directions if you haven't already. Beginning to connect to our breath. Allowing any distractions that may start to arise, especially early in the morning. There's always this tendency of we have a lot of things to do, so we try to rush through things, but instead take a little bit of time for yourself. Begin to listen to your body, what it tells you. Maybe you slept a little funny, or maybe you're holding some stress in your hips, a very common area, or shoulders. Listen to your body's cues and learn to adapt to them. When you're ready, beginning to make your way onto all fours. You can always come onto fists if wrists don't quite feel comfortable with flat hands. Let the feet come flat onto the mat. Big inhale in as we drop the hips, shine the chest forward, find a cow posture. Exhale, round the hips, round the back, chin to chest. Cat. Take one more round of this. And when you're ready, move back in towards center. As we begin to send the hips back towards the heels, let the hands sweep a little bit forward. Then let your nose carve along the bottom of your floor. I like to come more in my forearms as I start to sweep forward with the head. Come up and back. Starting to find these circular motions. Bigger dynamic movements for a cow-like motion. So I'm letting my hips arch downwards. So finding an anterior tilt in the hips. and beginning to sweep forward, come up. I'm basically in a cow posture before rounding out into cat. Send the hips back towards the heels. Just beginning to find more energy in the body. I'm really rooting down through my shins and in through the base of my palms as I come down and rise up high. Root down to rise up. Wonderful. When you're ready, option to stay in tabletop or coming up into a plank posture, yogi's choice on what feels best to you. If you're in tabletop, ensure that the hands have walked in just a little bit so that they're underneath the shoulders, and we're really rooting down through the base of the palms and through the base of the knuckles. If we're in plank, really reach back through the heels. Make sure hips are nice in line with the body. We don't want to have hips too high or dropping down too low. When you're ready, in whatever posture feels best for you, send your left leg out long behind you. Inhale, bring left knee in towards the chest. Exhale back. Inhale in. Exhale back. Inhale in. Exhale back. Inhale in. This time, a little bit different. If you're on your knees, you might have to readjust as we start to come into this posture. If you're in plank, this is going to be a little bit easier as we send the right leg out long. If you're in tabletop, this is kind of what it'll look like as we twirl open. Bring up high towards the sky. If you're in plank, this is what it'll look like. Coming back in towards center, readjust, and we'll take it on the other side. Rooting down through the left leg, send right leg out long. Really want the toes off the ground, dial down towards the mat wherever you are. Heels reaching back. Big inhale in. Exhale. Pull it in. Inhale out. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then once again, flipping over on this side. So I'm going to pull my knee in towards chest before sending out towards the side. I personally like to take this more in a plank posture, but it's totally up to you on what feels best. And when you're ready, twirling back down, coming back in towards center, send the hips back towards the heels, let the chest bow down towards the ground, bend into the elbows, reach them high overhead, finding a prayer posture, or hands out long, or maybe we reach towards the shoulder blades. Take a big breath here. Begin to notice how some movement feels in the body as we get going. I always like to incorporate some core movement like this, as the core is our foundation for our whole practice, and it's important that we work to strengthen our foundation every day. When you're ready, coming back up onto the heels, finding a hero's pose for just a moment. Big inhale in, find a breath. Exhale, recenter. And then coming up onto the knees, arms out to a T. Let the left leg come out long, so it's going to be parallel with the top part of your space, and the back leg will be straight out behind you. Arms to a T, exhale, find a side lift. Coming into gate posture. Big inhale in, exhale, release down towards the other side. Hand will stack underneath the shoulder, arms up high. Option to keep the left leg down on the ground or raise up. Other option to bend into the back leg and reach back with your hands either reaching for the ankles or grabbing it for quarter moon posture. When you're ready, come back towards center. Big inhale in. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we pull the left leg in, let the right leg go out long. So my foot is going to be parallel with my leg and shin that's underneath me, where my leg is perpendicular. Arms out to a T, big inhale in, engage through the core. Find your length. Exhale, side stretch. Bottom hand can rest wherever feels comfortable. Top hand can either reach up and over, across the ear, or reach towards low back as you open up the chest towards the sky. Either feels best to you. Inhale, come up. Exhale, reach down towards the other side. Let your arm come underneath the shoulder here. Top arm will reach high towards the sky, or if we would like to work towards quarter moon, option for you on this side. Remember, it's not about grabbing your ankle, it's about finding the stretch that feels best to you. So for me, my hand can't quite reach, and that's totally okay, but I'm feeling a nice stretch in my front thigh and a little bit on the top of my hip here. And I'm getting a nice shoulder stretch in the pectoral muscles. When you're ready, slowly releasing. Inhale up towards center. Exhale as we come in. When you're ready, hands down onto the ground. Curl through the toes, send the hips up high. Find your down dog. Meaning to pedal out through the feet for just a moment. Before bending the knees, if they're not already, look forward. Take as many steps as you need to get to the top of your mat. Find your forward fold, bending into the knees. Let your chest rest on your thighs for just a moment. Hands can clasp around the calves. Big inhale in. Find a halfway lift wherever that is for you. Hands can rest on the thighs, shins or floor. Back is nice and straight. And shift the weight onto the balls of our feet a little bit out of the heels so that we come forward and we aren't sticking our hips too far back. When you're ready, exhale, release. Inhale, root to rise, coming all the way up. Hands reach high towards the sky. Option to look up towards the fingertips. Exhale to heart center. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, cactus arms as we really bend in the elbows. Try to hug the shoulder blades as close together as you can, opening up, pulling the chest and heart towards the front of your space. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale in. Exhale, release. Big cactus arms. And coming in towards center. Take a big breath here. Really root down through your feet. Feel the crown of your head pulling high towards the sky. Engage through the core. Lift the kneecaps. Roll shoulders up and away from the ears. I offer this question as possibly a journal prompt or a meditation guiding question. How can I root in my foundation to rise to meet new accomplishments? Take a few moments, ponder on this question, pause this video, and journal if that's what feels best to you. And slowly releasing the question, allowing thoughts to come and go as they feel best to you. Focusing back on the breath, enjoying a few moments to feel the inhale and savor your exhale. And when you're ready, bring your attention gently back into your body, into your fingers, into your toes. Let the thumbs press against the solar plex as hands are in a prayer-like position, reminding us to have the loving intention of kind actions for ourselves and others. Letting the thumbs come to the lips to have the loving intention of kind words for ourselves and others. And finally, hands come in between the eyebrows or third eye, so we have the loving intention of kind thoughts for ourselves and others. Thank you all so much for joining me today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.